fallen into this video because you're going to know the best facts and secrets about Fall Guys. You will get your crown if you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any of our latest videos. Now, here are the 25 amazing secrets of Fall Guys. You won't be surprised if we tell you that characters of Fall Guys are called Fall Guys, but this is something we assume because the game doesn't name it anyway. That's why fans name these characters in another way, the Beans. We suppose that it's because of its shapes and probably their great softness. There's a secret to know which doors are real and which ones are fake in the minigame, so you won't crash on it. It's really hard to see at first glance, but the real doors are a bit smaller than the fake ones. You can see it in a better way looking at the pattern drawn on it, because the arrows look bigger in the fake doors. There's a tiny little chance of appearing in a strange island at the beginning of a new game with a lot of dead beans, like they were mannequins. Actually, they're the developers of the game who are laying down the floor without moving. Very creepy. In the words of his developers, Fall Guys is based on the classic TV show where contestants put to the test their skills in wacky minigames, specifically on Takashi's Castle, called Most Extreme Elimination Challenge in the United States and the UK. The team behind Fall Guys had to do some real-life research on which minigames are the most fun to include in the game. When Fall Guys launched its Season 3, Mediatonic included little penguins in one of the new stages. Everyone knows what to do with baby penguins, right? Throw them in the abyss! The official Fall Guys Twitter account posted a video showing a bean tossing a baby penguin down a steep slope, just like our regular entertainment of Super Mario 64 players. If you remember, you could take a baby penguin up in Snow Mountain and throw him into the abyss while an angry penguin mom tries to chase you. Number 6. Did you know that Fall Guys was initially developed like a battle royale game? And as it happened in Fortnite, it seems that a good number of players would be 100. Mediatonic did keep this in mind, and they tried to include 100 players in the game at the same time. But after a few tests, they realized that this number was absolutely crazy. Too much chaos, making it hard to play, so they decided to cut the contestants to 60. When Fall Guys hit all gaming platforms for free, the in-game shop literally exploded. There were many problems in different terms, but the most important one was unauthorized purchases of cosmetic items, leaving our wallets empty. Mediatonic did apologize for the inconvenience and created a horrible creature as a gift for the players. Grandis is a Fall Guy skin that changes the body of beans, making them bigger. It doesn't have any special meaning, it just kinda looks like a weird bean. Number 8. What does a bean from Fall Guys taste like? This one and many other interesting questions were solved by the developers of the game in an interview with The Gamer. For example, beans are born as adults, so there's no children Fall Guys. His favorite food is hackers. They weigh the equivalent of 3 minions from Despicable Me or half of Mike Wazowski. And the craziest fact, they taste like the back of a stamp. And while we're in the subject of weird facts about Fall Guys, what happens to the beans when they lose the competition? Well, according to developers, they live in a state of trance while all the problems disappear, and it feels like calm and serenity. A few moments later, they return to the podium to see their achievements, kinda like life itself. The rarest skin of Fall Guys is called Crash Tester, and it looks like a crash test dummy used in car crash tests. This skin was only obtainable for a short period of time before the game was actually released, and was only obtained by those who had played a closed beta on PC or PlayStation 4, which you can guess is a very small number of players worldwide. Number 11. The currency of Fall Guys is named Kudos, and there's actually a trick with this word. It means something like glory, prestige, or a congratulation to get an achievement, just like the reward for winning a game of Fall Guys. Fall Guys are called beans because the players name them that way. The design of the characters is inspired by some collectible vinyl figurines that one of the developers had. They're called Yeti Guy from Patch Together. If you look closely, you'll notice that their shape and body look similar, but unlike beans, these monsters have their mouths visible. Mediatonic has admitted that they were inspired by minions to create the movement of their characters. This makes sense since both beings are reasonably similar. When something is successful, it's quite common common for copies to emerge. It has happened with Fortnite, Among Us, Cuphead, and many more. Fall Guys in this case is no exception either, and two games have appeared that were overly inspired by the original title. These are Bro Falls and Stumble Guys. The first one changes the beans for food like apples or cheese. The rest will be the same, although there will be tests like green light and red light taken directly from TV series like the Squid Game. On the other hand, Stumble Guys was more successful, and it was partly thanks to the fact that it was able to reach cell phones before Fall Guys. It's basically the same, but changing the beans for humans. Being a pro player of Fall Guys means knowing how to be at the right place at the right time so we can use the scenery to our advantage to go long distances. The internet is plagued with this type of gameplay, but there was one in particular that really surprised players because of its speed. In this gameplay, we can see how the character's lunge is used to cover more distance in less time. It was so surprising that this gameplay went viral. Number 15. Everyone was paying a lot of attention to Fall Guys, and it totally makes sense because the game looks incredibly fun. Expectations were so high that upon its release, Fall Guys broke download records on the PlayStation Store, becoming the game with a Guinness record with the most downloads on the PlayStation Store in less than 24 hours. The million-dollar question, what does a bean look like on the inside? We already know that the crew of Among Us are made up of a single bone, but what about the Fall Guys? This question actually has the game design team divided. On one hand, they did reveal that inside the character's costume, we could see a skeleton deformed to fit the suit, where the eyes came out of the skull to connect with the head visor. The other part of the design team replied that beans were filled with happiness and a cuddly heart, quite the opposite of the previous model. We don't have a definite answer, but for the moment, there are these two options, so which one do you choose? After the launch of Fall Guys, hackers began to appear in many of the tests. Users with the ability to teleport, fly, or run super fast would show up in the games to take the victory, making a fool of the rest of the players. This obviously worried Mediatonic, as it could make users lose interest in Fall Guys, so they decided to ban any character that cheated. But since it was pretty difficult to close their accounts or make them lose all their items, they came up with a brilliant idea. After many attempts to remove cheaters, ban accounts, or eliminate crowns, the developers of Fall Guys came up with the ultimate solution: just let the hackers stay in the game. It sounds strange, doesn't it? But they designed a secret system that would mark you if you cheated, so when you play the next time, you could only play with others who also cheated like you did. This list of minigames for those who cheat was eventually called the Cheater's Island, and its creators define it as follows: it's a magical place where cheaters can happily compete against themselves for the cheater's crown. Now it seems we're all a little happier, as cheaters can continue to ruin their games, while the rest of us can participate with the peace of mind that we won't be robbed of our victory. Both Among Us crews and Fall Guys beans became popular during the COVID 2022 pandemic. Both shared a lot of time with the players during the confinement, which meant that both sagas became closer. And this is how the Among Us crewmate skin came about, which, in case you didn't know, hide a curious secret. Randomly, if we wear this skin, our character will appear cut in half, as if he had been killed by the imposter. It can also be the case that we become an imposter. That'll make our beans show the teeth and the visor of the suit is broken. In late 2020, Mediatonic held an event to raise up to $1 million for the charity Special Effects. Among the streamers and companies that contributed the most were MrBeast, Ninja, G2 Sports, and AimLab, and Mediatonic created a Fall Guys skin for each of them. This one was created for MrBeast with the channel's logo on the sweatshirt, Ninja's with his iconic blue hair, G2 Sports inspired by a samurai, and finally AimLab's as a futuristic bean. Fall Guys was almost not even called Fall Guys. The first name they proposed was Fool's Gauntlet, but it wasn't catchy enough. So then they decided to call it Stumble Chums. Not so original. Then finally they hit on Fall Guys, perhaps even taking inspiration from how characters fall in Fortnite before starting the game. Mediatonic, the company that created Fall Guys, started out as an on-demand video game developer. One of their first projects was Snowman Salvage, in which you had to create snowmen and keep them from melting. Later, they adapted flash games like Dinner Dash, and after several years and a rather strange legacy with a visual novel starring pigeons called Hateful Boyfriend and Murder by Numbers, Mediatonic introduced Fall Guys. The game was quite revolutionary, but soon after its release, its popularity popularity dropped until finally Epic Games decided to buy the studio and make the game free on all platforms, just like Fortnite. This way, Fall Guys got a second life and became popular again almost 2 years after its release. Number 23. Before introducing the penguin mechanics in Fall Guys, the developers went through different and diverse designs. They shared this on the official Twitter account with some ideas such as walking eggs, chickens, ducks, and even a baby Fall Guy, which was discarded. At one point, they even raised the possibility that there were baby beans that were born directly from eggs. Have you noticed the weirdest looking Umo skin in the game? It's something like a bean that has become stale over time, but it actually refers to the user Umo Mofo, who used to disguise himself as a bean to show his daily life on the internet. Mediatonic found out about this and created a skin in honor of his videos. Number 25. Fall Guys had quite a long development process. For every test that was designed, another 50 were discarded, and there was a lot of trial and error until the best scenarios were found. The first tests were done on screens with only obstacles, and once they were approved, the environment was modeled. Here you can see the first designs of the door test with a more jungle look that's very different from the final one. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out our latest videos of Nintendo and other video games. See you next time!